Hello, everyone. Welcome to Front Row Politics here on Control TV. I am Gimba. The President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, at his early age, has been bedeviled with insecurity concerns across the country, as well as corruption. We're going to be talking about that today. And to do that with us, Otumba Dr. Rewane Adegbenro is a security expert and a political analyst. He joins us from Abuja. I want to thank you so much indeed for joining us at this time. Otumba is coming from two political families: late Premier of Western Region, Adegbenro, and late Alfred Rewane, financier of Nadeco, who, of course, a lot of people know that our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is like a son too. But with your impression and as a security expert, when you see the things that have happened in Nigeria, in Abuja, we saw in Plateau State as well, in Mangu local government area, where over 200 people were killed. And then the Kaduna-Abuja Expressway, we have concerns over that again. These are renewed threats to the sovereignty of our country as in Nigeria today. What was your first impression when you began to see all this, cocoons of insecurity concerns that we had in Nigeria?
With all these security challenges that we're having in Nigeria, I want to correct your impression. It started all the way from 1999. Every government that has come past 1999 have always had security issues. But now it's a little bit alarming because obviously it's a new government and barely they've not done 1 year. But one thing I would say for sure is that, yes, security is all about intelligence, right? And we are not getting it right. Intelligence, not because of our president, but it is all of us that is in tandem with this to help the president. You get what I'm saying? Take for instance now, how do you get people kidnapped? They carry weapons, they know who they are targeting, but guess what? If today now you don't know your neighbor, some people strange are moving around where you eat in your eatery, they've moved into a new house. They don't report to the police that there's something strange going on. Somebody comes into a new town with a new car, spending money. You get what I'm saying? You don't report. It doesn't happen like that in any other country. That is one aspect. You must know your neighbor. Police is your first call of response. Then, yes, the new police IG, he's trying his best. But at the moment that we are facing this thing that is so critical to every single Nigerian, including the government of the day, which the president has promised us security of lives and stop corruption. Those two things are something that, if you know Asiwaju Bola Tinubu Ahmed the way I've known him since 16. He was like a father to my late grandfather, who was the financier of Nadeco. But put that aside, he's a man that hardly talks, but he does action. Look at what he did in Lagos. You get what I'm saying? And he still rallies around for support. Look at the way he held the 1999 governors. He still goes to them. He still helps them too. You get me? You see, it's a collective effort. If we don't have that collective effort, we will not be able to stop this thing. He's the only person that removed the subsidy. Removing the subsidy caused a lot of hardship. Yes, he inherited a bad last government who was blamed with corruption, subsidy, corruption. Every single thing was bad as far as I'm concerned. But this is, you don't think the president can do this overnight. It's way impossible. He can't do it overnight. He's doing his best. And it is time now for police to take advices. If we need international advice, police should come.
In that line, I'm sorry to butt in. But in that line, do you believe that the police should be decentralized? Should we have state police, for instance?
No, I don't believe in state police, because at the end of the day, you are the mercies of the governors. You get what I'm saying? Which could turn against the federal government. What you actually need is community policing. That is first. Two, whoever you send to a state. I'm from Ogun State, for instance, now. If you send me to Maiduguri, am I going to be effective? Zero. I'm not going to be effective because I don't know the terrain. You must send people that know the terrain to the right places, that know the kings, the emirs, and everybody, to the grassroots, to the people that even go and bring fish from the water or bring sand from the water. That is how you get intelligence gathering. That is one aspect. Then you now go again. You go to hotels, eateries, you put CCTV, you question them. In Mufti, they don't have to know that you're a policeman. You go around, you spread all the police. We have intelligent police officers that are stuck in either in the station or in their headquarters, just taking interrogation and writing papers, blah, 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 when they should be fit and agile men on the street that are well trained. Most of them were even trained abroad. They've done so many courses. So these people, we need to offload them onto the roads. We need to get them to not wear uniforms so that they are not noticeable. They will interact with people. They know how to do intelligence gathering, and we'll now go on from there. But if we're sitting down and we're saying that we're advertising, we have this gun, we have these machine guns, we have these armored vehicles to do this to people that you are fighting against. Of course, they're going to come out with
that's an interesting point, Otumba. That's an interesting point you just raised, because we saw the minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, move into Buhari area of Abuja, where wanton kidnappings have been happening. As a matter of fact, this family being demanded 700 million naira. But thank goodness, just yesterday, those family members were rescued by that same kinetic activity that was pushed into Buhari Area Council in the FCT to try to see that these kidnappings come to an end. Kudos to the Nigerian police, wouldn't you say?
Yes, kudos to them, and kudos to the FCT minister. Yeah, it's not everybody that goes around to a zone that is particularly zoned as a kidnapping zone. You get what I'm saying? He was brave, he was agile, and he did it. And the police, obviously, how they did it, I'm not aware, obviously, but that is a welcoming thing, that they did do something that is right. But we need to be more proactive. Whether we like it or not, corruption has killed the country, Gimba. Things have been thrown out of the windows, prices. Now, what are people looking for? You get what I'm saying? You're having cases of people are not even buying guns anymore. People are renting guns, you get what I'm saying, to do their daily operation and return their money to the owners of the gun. Now,
where are they renting the guns from?
From the gun runners. Where do you think all these things they're doing with terrorism and kidnapping, is it with hand they used to go and catch them?
What must be done? I'm wondering, what must be done right now? Because everybody feels a sense of insecurity, especially in Abuja. Should we promote, my apologies, should we promote people to begin to carry their own personal defensive mechanism, say carry guns, for lack of a better word? Should people carry guns in line with gun laws?
Well, as a security expert, I know Nigerian for a while, and being in the circle, I don't think it's the right time, and I would not believe that the president should allow to pass such a law for individuals to carry guns. Naturally, Nigerians, we are very finicky, and we are very, we don't mood swings, different things. Look at America, for instance, they have the gun laws, but look at people, children waking up, going around shooting students and many, many things. I don't want that to happen in Nigeria. And this is America, that their system works. They have data, they have every single thing. Nigeria, we don't even have data, Gimba. We don't have data of how many Nigerians we are. Some people say they are Nigerians. They're not Nigerians. They're either from Niger or from Chad, and they're carrying our official passports. So how do we now know who is buying what or who is holding what and whose mission is from where? We've had situations whereby a lot of these people that police catch are actually not even Nigerians. You get what I'm saying? These are the things that we critically have to look at. Like now, they set up, and police set up a special investigation squad. It should not have been announced. They would have been there. They are invincible. Do you see MI5 parading themselves? They will be invisible. And the kind of person you put there to head that place must be somebody that is agile, slim, fit, mentally brain. You get what I'm saying? His brain is taken as a policeman of what we used to know police for. If you look at it, you say you want an effective police or an effective army or security agency. You are not paying them right. If they die today, upon them dying on top of being patriotic. They kick their wives out of barracks. Some commissioners of police don't even have their own personal cars or official cars. So how do you want these people to go and confront people that don't care about you or what? They are only just to kidnap, shoot whoever they want to shoot and go. Are we going to be losing our security agencies, personnel like that? No. It's something the president has to look into.
Okay, okay. I get the sense. I get the sense in saying that. But now that you've mentioned, okay, we don't necessarily have to go the way of state policing. We don't necessarily have to go into provision, allowing people to have guns for themselves as a way of defending themselves. Even though retired General Danjuma, T.Y. Danjuma, did make statements saying that it's about time that people begin to defend themselves and also carry their own guns. I don't know how you feel about that, but if we're not having gun laws, if we're not allowing people to carry guns, and then we are not having, strategic state policing formula, in addition to the security architectural system that we have in our country, what then are the specifics? Apart from you saying that they should go out in mufti, what other specifics do we have?
Welfare is a key specific. You get what I'm saying? To your question on General T.Y. Danjuma, he's of the old school. He was ex-army, high-ranking army officer. You get what I'm saying? But I would disagree with him. It is not an eye for an eye. You get me? And I look at it and I'm like, yes, a military man will speak as a military man. You get what I'm saying, whether you like it or not. And nobody wants to see their own people die. You get what I'm saying? It's just like the patrol leader or whatever you have, or the police commissioner, you get me? Nobody wants their men to die. You get what I'm saying? But the approach, I think, is wrong. You get me? Is either to disarm and all this thing. This thing is not rocket science. We know of people bringing this thing. The government in the past know the people that bring in these ammunitions, IEDs. IED is by letters. You know that for bombs. We've had recent, what's it called? So no matter the report is, okay.
But you also saw the IED that was exploded in Ibadan just a couple of days back. I mean, this kind of thing. What do you have to say about that one?
Yeah, you see, with that one, you're now moving from ammunition to IEDs. When you move to IEDs, IEDs can come in letters. Have you forgotten the case of the American plane bomber? You get what I'm saying? It can come either with passenger from another country, enter the airport and wear it as nappies. It can come through a simple letter. You will know how much IEDs do you need. These are things that we have to check in all those places. Whether we like it or not, we have to. You get what I'm saying? We have to have real TVs in our borders. Our borders is porous. There's so many things that is not correct. And every single time they'll say, oh, this one spent this on border patrol. This one spent this one. But things are not still going. You can literally walk across your border with anything that you want.
Okay, there is this one that's not across the border. The Abuja Kaduna Expressway has been barricaded several times under this young administration between Abuja and Kaduna. How do we tackle that?
It is very simple. I've told you, you get the right policemen. Police, Nigerian police is very effective, Gimba, if they're allowed to do their work, or if they have the good leadership, whether you like it or not. They know what to do. Security is not something you speak on the television. There's formation. You get what I'm saying? You don't just say, oh, they kidnapped here, send 100 men there. It doesn't happen. There must be a plan drawn how you are going to take over that village, or how you are going to get intelligence on these people. It is in models. You get what I'm saying? We Nigerians were quick to just add everything together and just say, go. No, it isn't like that. If a policeman is looking for you in the United Kingdom or America, it might have been on your tail for 3 years, monitoring the kind of person you are, doing everything before they now strike. You get what I'm saying? Otherwise, you end up striking, they know your force of how you strike. So the next one they will do, you might not even be aware because they've already studied you. We should become more secretive in all our security architects. I'm sorry, look at it for instance now. You don't see DSS everywhere. You don't even know who is DSS. And they are doing fantastic work. You don't know them. But DSS is not the first response is police. You get what I'm saying? So if you are setting up a special squad, you get me, investigation squad, they should not be known.
But even at that, you know, when you make a comparative analysis between the DSS and then the police, one will tell you that perhaps you're not being balanced, because how much does the police officer get as compared to what a DSS officer gets, even from the entry point? Do you think that perhaps the police needs more funding?
Well, to me, I've told you already, Gimba, welfare, that is the key. You can get more funding and you don't have welfare. If you have money today, no matter the money you have today, you exhaust it because of the exchange rates that this government decided to inherit. We're in bad times here, and the president is trying to correct a lot of things. He's not a magician that can do it overnight. So if you're saying that they should increase their salary and all these things, can we afford it? That is one. Number two, which part should we do? They have accommodations everywhere. There should be law that once a policeman dies, this is what he gets. You know, the family gets this, blah, 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 X, Y, Z. You get me? I don't want to dwell on what they should do. They know what to do. But my own thing is that we have to look after each other. It is not only the police, the DSS, or the army, any security architect, is also within us. General policing, community policing, you know, report. Don't be shy. Don't say, no, it's not happening to me, so it's none of my business. I got robbed 4:02 p.m. on a Friday outside the Central Mosque at gunpoint. But at the end of the day, because of the way I am, but I went straight to the police station and reported the case. But not a lot of people, you know, will have the chance to do that. And I wasn't stupid to fight them. If I fought them, that's a bullet gone in me, and that's it. I have a family to look after. The same way my grandfather died. He was assassinated by one bullet. But at the end of the day, we need to all help ourselves. Don't let us be selfish. It is what we voted for. You get what I'm saying? And it is what we should stand by the president for. Let us help each other. Know your neighbors. We all need to know our neighbors. If our president was bad, we still need to know our neighbors. But unfortunately, this president that they're looking at is not a talking president, is an action president.
But with your wealth of experience as a security expert, and you know your closeness to Mr. President through your father, your grandfather, which you've already mentioned from the days of Nadeko, why have you not presented yourself, for instance? Why haven't you gotten an appointment to bring out these kind of ideas to the front burner?
Well, Gimba, who told you that I don't? It's not everything that is known in Nigeria that you come out. It's not something in my nature. It's not something, whatever I am doing as a Nigerian, as being patriotic, and being that the president is my father, you get me? It's between father and son. Security issues, I don't need to come and tell you I'm doing this or I'm doing that, or I've gotten this. I'm not one of those people. I'd rather hide in my corner and continue doing what I am doing, which I am doing, and I'm working hard at it.
If you were in front of Mr. President now, what will you tell him to do concerning security?
I want to be saying international TV.
Okay, let's talk about another burning issue in the polity today, and that has to do with corruption. We did see a couple of weeks back the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Betta Edu, in some kind of brawl of fraud being perpetrated by herself. And even before her, that's her predecessor, that is in the person of Sadia Umar Farouk, who was also Minister of that same ministry, Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management. Is it a problem, for instance, to be in that ministry, looking structurally, that it was not, maybe some experts like yourself say that it's not properly constituted, and that until that is done, anyone who gets into that office is very likely to perpetrate actions of corruption against our country?
Well, the Ministry of Humanitarian is the ministry like any other ministry as far as I look at it. You get me? It depends on the individual mindset. You get me? And the president has easily shown Nigerians that he's going to work with every single body from all parties. He's going to work with all ages. And he has given the youth. And if you talk of Better Edu, it's still alleged. So, but as she's alleged, she's also a 37-year-old woman, which I know that she has been in state government before. I would have expected more from her to do more due diligence because I don't have the facts in front of me. But here is the case. I think our president has zero tolerance for this because if you could remember the first lady in her speech, which she said, God has blessed them well. You get me? And it's time for them to reposition Nigeria. That is exactly who Asiwaju Bola Tinubu Ahmed is. He's not looking for money. He wants to correct Nigeria to become back the giant of Africa. And in doing so, we have a new EFCC chairman. All these EFCC chairman, judiciary, police, they should all be left alone, no
Do you
interference.
have faith in the judiciary? Do you have faith in the judiciary?
A lot of faith. If they let them do their job and they don't interfere, I have a lot of faith in them. You get what I'm saying? Because you see, everybody is like you being a journalist now. They cannot tell me tomorrow Gimba is not a journalist. You get what I'm saying? It's impossible. Judiciary has to work so people look up to them that, if I'm going to court, I'm not going to get out. If I go to EFCC, I'm not going to get out. If I go to police, I'm not going to get out. I'm going to be persecuted. So, all these are the things that you use to check corruption. For all the people, corruption that we're seeing today of alleged for Better Edu, as far as I'm concerned, is like 5% of what happened in the last regime. And they are also walking around, living lavish. Nobody's doing anything to them. Now that the president has come and has started opening, as you can see, there's a lot of cases that is opening up way back to 1999. Shows you that he wants to work. And I think that the president, whoever it is, he will put them in the right place.
You believe that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu can win this war against corruption?
Of course, he can win the war against corruption. But hence, at the same time, remember, corruption fights back deadly. And it fighting back deadly is what we are facing today. A lot of saboteurs are in the government because they are pushing them. There are still a lot of people that haven't gotten over the elections. You see, a lot of people are still trying so many things. So you cannot rule it out from corruption, from kidnapping. They are trying to destabilize the government. And the best way to destabilize a government is to keep them busy. If you are chasing corruption for 4 years in government, you end up seeing that you haven't done anything. That's why our president is leaving. He's got a new EFCC chairman. We have a Supreme Court Chief Justice. We have all of them. They should, from the moment they took power, and Asiwaju Bola Tinubu gave them power, they should all know their loyalty is to him and to Nigeria, to the cause of Nigeria. Anything short of that, then they should gladly resign and leave their position. Because the man wants to put us straight, and we should all be patriotic in Nigeria. For an example, Gimba, we all grew up in Nigeria. Tell me how many people in this government can sing our national anthem? It is sad. That is the first thing. Any country you go to, they are so proud of it. We have to be very patriotic, extremely patriotic, whether we like it or not. That's the issue in Nigeria. Know your neighbor. I don't care what Gimba is doing. I don't care what Otumba is doing. I don't care what this one is doing. It's not me. It's not my family. It's not my children. But it's a lie. If you let it continue, your house, you will become a tenant in your house because your Migad will be the owners of your house with guns and everything. So it is something that I think we need to, and it's something that I know the president is working 24/7 on. The central bank governor too is, because you can't even exempt the bankers. Because the bankers, where do these people get the money from? Where do they take the money to? If the rules of CBN is followed, there shouldn't be any corruption, right, Gimba?
That's a good place. That's a good place to let it rest. I'm afraid that we're running out of time now. Indeed, Otumba Dr. Rewane Adegbenro is a security expert and a political analyst. It's always a pleasure to have you to talk to us here on Control TV. And to those that are watching from across the world, this is Front Row Politics. I am Gimba Umar. Until we come your way the next time, have a splendid day ahead. Bye for now.